Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Jedi Talk. I am your host, Brad Hughes.
Hello there. I'm your co-host, Evan T. Boucher.
And today we have I would say, stacked show. We got a lot to talk about, my dude. We're going to do a trailer breakdown for the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer that finally dropped. You called it. You called the day.
No, I said Monday.
Oh.
I wish I did call it, but I'll be honest. I said Monday. It came out Tuesday.
Gotcha.
I was off by like 10 hours.
10 hours. We're going to talk
of my life.
Star Wars. Talk about Star Wars Squadrons coming out. I am getting so amped for that game, dude.
I've never been this excited for a video game. I'm not a gamer, so
I'm not either. I was more excited for Fallen Order, honestly, but I think this game's going to deliver.
Down,
yeah,
so.
I think this game's going to deliver, man. Who knows? But I guess we'll just. We'll talk about some news. We'll talk about some upcoming things up front. What?
What about the mug giveaway?
Oh, the mug giveaway.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we had one or two people that emailed. So we still have plenty of those mugs. So if you want a thermal color changing mug from yours truly, from a listener of ours who was kind enough to give them, so we can give them away, email the show Jedi Talk at podcast. Sorry, take two. Jedi Talk podcast at gmail.com and send a screenshot of you reviewing the show on whatever platform you listen to, and we will send you out these really cool color changing mugs. I'm going to repost the video on Twitter and Instagram tonight. Remind me before you leave.
Okay.
And so you can kind of see what they are. They are really, really cool. And just do that, and you'll be able to get one of those. We have a few spots.
Use the hashtag #BuyForBen. I am actually disappointed. I'm genuinely
Nobody
disappointed
did it to you?
nobody's used it.
Oh,
so.
hashtag buy for Ben.
If you do it, I won't be mad.
We'll be happy. How you doing, man?
Maybe.
Doing good?
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, doing great. You know, all things considered. Missing Batu. It's hard to get to Batu. Especially it's insane according to pictures and videos I've seen.
That's what I wanted to talk about up front. Yeah. So I've been at the parks every day in some capacity for the last 2 or 3 weeks, I think. Just trying to get, the most use out of my pass while I have downtime. And yesterday in particular, even over the holiday weekend when I was there for the parks for that as well, yesterday it was just so insanely busy, man. I mean, like, stuff was 90 minutes. That's a normal day.
And then it didn't help that the Falcon went down.
Falcon was down this morning.
Yeah.
And Rise was down this morning. So at one point this morning, both attractions inside Galaxy's Edge were completely down.
And Savi's isn't a thing right now, so you can't even do that. So if that happens,
you can go buy blue milk or
you
check
can
out
be
Doc
me and
Gondar,
sit in
get a
front of the
Rocky
Falcon
Route.
for 6 hours, but
yeah, man,
that's about it.
Just crazy, crazy.
I've got. I showed them to you, the new books that I just bought.
Oh yeah,
They're pretty sick. I mean, I don't think they're like brand new, but one of them is like it's got this sick cover art.
That cover art is amazing.
The Battle of Hoth with the AT-AT trying to step on Luke. It's stylized like in a good way. I don't know. It looks like a poster.
It
like
does.
An old school movie poster.
It looks like an attraction poster.
Yeah, it looks just like it. So that's the only reason I bought it. It's just a novelization of the original trilogy.
I've never read any novelizations of the original trilogy.
You need to. For once, you can borrow one of my books.
There we go.
And you can read that.
Yeah, that's.
So I snagged that, and then
cool.
We don't do this often, but I'll shout out another Star Wars podcast, the Sky Talkers. That's how I found out about Jedi the Last, William Shakespeare's take on all of the Star Wars books or movies. This one is The Last Jedi, but they've done, I think, all of the films now.
I think they've done all of them. Yeah, I knew that those books existed. It's just not my thing.
So I just heard about them through a Sky Talkers episode, and I was intrigued, so I went and I bought one of them. So I'm going to read it soon. So
let me know
after
how
I finish,
it is.
Aftermath. But yeah, I'll let you know.
So how are you liking Aftermath so far? We'll get the book stuff out of the way right now while we're already on the topic.
I mean, I'm moving through it faster than I did all of Resistance Reborn, and even though I ended up liking a lot of Master and Apprentice, I'm moving through this faster than I did Master and Apprentice. But I mean, I like it. I think it's going to be a good thing to kind of read going into Squadrons coming out, because they're both right after Battle of Endor.
Yeah.
They're both about what happens to the Empire, what happens to Rebellion.
So is the Battlefront campaign. You need to play that.
Yeah. I'm so concerned, not concerned. I'm so intrigued, I guess is the way to say it, of if there's going to be connections.
There
in
has
these games
to be
and books,
something.
even if it's just mentions of people.
There
there's
has
gotta be a
to be.
connection.
Well, Hera's in
between
it.
them. Yeah.
So there's got to be something. Dude, how gangster would it be if they just drop Ezra in this game?
Yeah, that would be crazy because we haven't seen him since right before A New Hope, essentially.
But what a great way to get everybody on board with your game, especially with a company like EA who's had so much trouble getting people
and
to like their games because they do
Right.
stupid shit with
I
them.
think for once they finally won us all over. Even though after we talked about last episode, the Sims thing they're doing that no one
So
likes.
strange.
That's a thing.
I
But
actually
Squadrons
got
is the
some
exact
people.
Opposite.
I had some people reach out to me and go, "This is actually really dope."
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
good. Well,
on-
because
on
people
Twitter.
just complain before even playing it, like always. You can't judge
That's what we
something
did.
until you do it. But I'm not gonna play it. No,
Yeah.
I would like it though. Like I would.
I
Like
don't
it.
think I'd like it because
No?
I don't like sim games. Like that's just not
I
my
don't
thing.
either, but I like Batu.
If they took that same idea and made it the graphics like we see on the Squadrons game and just made a Galaxy's Edge game,
Oh,
that would be the way to go.
take
The
all my
Sims,
money.
like they've never had a Star Wars connection. There's no reason for it,
Yeah.
and it's a game for no one except for the people. So I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's fun. It's cool to probably really cool to, like driving me nuts. I'm sure it's really cool to like go around and like walk around Batu, but like you don't control your sim. Like
Now, yeah.
you're not in control of the character, so like you can't just freely walk around
As
Batu, which is so stupid.
At the risk of sounding extremely lame, I already do anyway. But like, I do like the customization of like your character's look. You can do like
Yeah.
a cast member outfit basically.
Oh,
Or you
really?
can- yeah, or you can do like a first order looking outfit. Like you have pretty customization. You
But
know what
like,
I mean?
take all those assets and just make a fun game out of it.
Yeah.
Like it just would be so much better if they did it that way. Anyway,
But though, speaking of Ezra, we got to talk about that World Between Worlds thing that I saw the
yes,
other day.
bring it. Talk about it because
Um,
I think this is
It's gonna
super
take me a hot
interesting.
second to get it on my Instagram, but
Here, I can pull it up while you talk about it.
like both of us have pretty similar opinions on that, especially because it's like time travel heavy, and we both would basically check out if there was ever time travel in Star Wars.
I'm gonna grab my phone charger real quick. Keep talking.
But this kind of, at least I think so, it defined how you can look at the world between worlds.
It defined what
In a
the
lens
rules
of
of
time
it are,
travel.
which I
Yeah.
think is really cool. And not
Yeah.
defined; it just kind of explained it.
Yeah, because like it's been mostly vague. Like we don't have a lot of info on it. It's in like what 1 or 2 episodes of Rebels. I want to say 1. So my Instagram's being extremely slow, but I found this on Instagram, and once I get it, I will shout out who posted it and all that good stuff. But it honestly kind of made me a little more open to using the world between worlds. I don't want them to overuse it and be like, you know, like, oh, this character that's dead is now not dead, or, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm a little more open to it now after looking at.
The problem is, though, dude, they will do it that way. That's the problem. Is they will go like, "Oh yeah, we use the world between worlds. This character's fine now." That's the problem. Is
I hope
that's
we
how they
will
would
not.
use it, and because that's what its intended use is.
Okay, this I just found it finally. It's posted by star_wars_obscurity.
Great name,
Okay.
especially with the underscores. It's perfect.
They basically have time travel in most film and most media broken down into 3 types. You got the open loop, you got the multiverse, and you got the closed loop. I'll read their word-for-word definition on all 3. The open loop is when in open loop time travel, what you do in the past directly affects the future. The choices and actions you make while traveling to the past affect the future directly. There is only one singular timeline. Examples are basically any story where the heroes go to the past to stop an event that happens in the future.
Avengers Endgame.
That one is not. There's multiple, what do you call it? Where to go? Multiple realities or multiple timelines. And that's the same with Back to the
But
Future.
that doesn't
Back
make
to
any
the
sense
Future
because
has
they go,
branching
but they go
timelines.
back in time to change.
They go back in time to steal an object from that timeline
That would,
to fix their timeline, and then they take it back to that old timeline.
but they still go back in time to fix something in the past.
That's correct, but it creates other timelines.
Time travel is such a stupid
The
thing to
open
do in
loop,
your
which is
movies.
weird. You think the word open would mean more than one, but open here means there's only one timeline. So that's probably, in my opinion, the worst one because that doesn't make sense. Like if I go back in
No.
time and change something to make me go back in time, like what? How
Wouldn't,
does that?
but also, wouldn't you already be there doing that?
Exactly. That's why it's like, yeah, you don't have to convince me to do it because I'm already gonna do it because what I'm doing already happened. Like it's
Yeah.
So okay, that's what they say for open loop. The multiverse, I feel like, is the easiest one to understand, especially now with Marvel doing multiverse and Spider-Verse and DC now doing multiverse. I think it's the most common and easier to understand. It says the multiverse version of time travel is when you go to the past and a new timeline is created. The present time that you left is still intact because you are creating new timelines with each jump. There are an infinite amount of timelines in this version of time travel. Multiverse time travel is often used for less serious stories that want to interact with the past and have it be relatively inconsequential. Which, this is a very serious example, but it gives the example of Endgame. So, that's a serious, insanely dense topic, but Endgame is a multiverse.
Okay. That makes sense because, they addressed all the different... Yeah.
Yeah.
That just is a can of worms, man.
Yeah.
Now, is it... Okay, this is something you may or may not know. Is this based in any scientific reality, like theories of time travel? Is that what this is based on?
I would say so because the example they give for the closed loop is Interstellar. And isn't Interstellar
I've never seen it.
Neither have I. But isn't it like super scientifically
I
realistic?
don't know. It's Christopher Nolan. It's the only Christopher Nolan movie I haven't
Have you seen Tenet?
Except that one.
Well, yeah,
because
new,
it's been hard to have time to go friggin' see it. I'd love to go see it. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Maybe we'll go see Tenet.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, yes. Are you free?
No, I got work.
Dang.
Got to make that
dough.
Bottom line paycheck, bro.
Got to make that dough, bro.
So for the interstellar type closed loop time travel. Closed loop time travel is the rarest form of time travel in media. Like open loop, there's only one timeline. However, anything that you do in the past has already happened. If you are young and you meet your future self, when you grow up, you will visit your younger self. Closed loops serve stories with themes such as destiny and fate very well. So I think...
What's a cinematic example of that?
Well, it says Interstellar, but neither of us have seen it. So yeah, we can't really... We don't know. But I think... There's only one timeline in the closed loop. However, anything that you do in that past has already happened and it's going to happen, no matter what. If you're young and you meet your future self, when you grow up, you will visit your younger self. So it's essentially just like what we were saying the problem with open loop was. It's like, but wait, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You've already done it. Like, it's already happened. You can't change it. So in a way, it makes more sense, I feel like, than open loop. So what they say now going forward about the world between worlds is that the world between worlds is closed loop time travel. What happens in season 4 already happened in season 2 of Rebels, we're speaking here. We just didn't get to see the event actually occur.
But see, that seems like a cheap way out. A really cheap way to justify not seeing something on screen. We didn't see it play out, but that doesn't mean it happened just because we don't see it. It also means it doesn't happen.
But that would explain just how Ahsoka lives and escapes that moment of a collapsing... Crap, where are they at? Why am I forgetting where they're at? With Vader.
The thing with Vader?
Yeah.
Is it a Star Destroyer?
No. It's a
the
Sith
base?
planet. Malachor? Is it Malachor?
I don't know, bro. I remember watching that and then not.
No, Moorband. It's either Moorband or Malachor.
Moorband.
I've only seen Rebels once, so I need to up my game on
that.
Dude,
I watched it. Unless it comes to the movies, I don't really get fixated on it. Or the books I kind of do.
I get that.
But I just can't keep it all straight.
But
it's just too much.
The last we see through Ezra, and so it's the last thing he sees. He's like our point of view character. And he just sees everything falling down around Vader and Ahsoka trapped together. So we don't know what happens. So the next thing that would happen is Ezra pulls Ahsoka out of that moment. Even though it happens much later because he uses the world between worlds.
So let's say that they're actually showing that, so that would have been shown in the show?
As the wall closes in front of season 2 Ezra, behind that wall, season 4 Ezra snags Ahsoka out of the moment.
That seems cheap.
It kind of does.
I don't know. I don't. So the World Between Worlds is fine the way it is. My problem with the World Between Worlds was I was going, oh crap, they're gonna do what they did with Avengers and stuff and make it this whole thing, and they haven't, and I'm glad they haven't, and I hope they continue to not do that. That's my only issue with World Between Worlds is that please don't retcon everything. And
now they do have a quote here from Henry Gilroy, who's the head writer and executive producer of Rebels. His quote here about the world between worlds is as follows. He says, "I always got the sense that if somebody else had gone into that world between worlds, they would have experienced something completely different. They would have heard different voices echoing, The portals would have been different. So it's all about what you bring into it and what your experiences are and what your connections are.
Huh.
So it's almost like the Force Cave on Dagobah.
Okay.
When Yoda says, only what you take with you.
I get that makes more sense. But here's the thing, man. It's fiction, so you can make up any rules you want.
Yeah.
I wish they would come out with like established, like, I wish the story group would come out and go like, listen, we are never going to have time travel. The World Between Worlds was not time travel. It was this. If they made it like, it is time travel though. So that's the problem. I don't know. The World Between Worlds was so messy, and I remember seeing that and like hearing people talk about it when that first happened, and I was just like, oh no.
Yeah. And it seems like everybody loves it. And you're
I don't love
further
it.
away from it than I am, but I'm like on the fence. I'm like, okay, like
It's unnecessary. It opens up a can of worms. Like they could have had her
Ahsoka
escape a
didn't need to
different
be-
way.
Yeah, I was about to say, Ahsoka doesn't need to be saved that way. She could have just cut half of Vader's mask off, and he could have been incapacitated. And
Or
she
he could have
ran away.
The best thing that could have done in that moment was that he showed sympathy towards her and let her go.
Right.
That would have been
Yeah.
way more powerful and way more interesting than opening up this time travel portal that has all these rules that no one really understands. Like that would have been way more interesting. Like let him be like have this moment with her where like you see his eye. You know he has those like the Sith eyes, but they're like pinpoint.
Yeah.
Have his pupils dilate a little bit and him be like, just leave.
Well, at
I'll,
one point-
I'll tell him you're gone or
At
something.
one point
You know
he
what I
says
mean?
Ahsoka. He's like, Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And she's like, she realizes what's
Who
going
it
on.
is.
But then he snaps from that. He right back into Vader. But they could have done. He could have snapped back and been like, you know what? I'm not going to kill you, but I'm also not going to like.
I'll tell everyone you're dead.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you. You know, I'm not going to turn you.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. That would have been way more interesting as a character arc for Anakin.
I mean, I'll bring you. I don't know if you'll know the instance I'm talking about, but I'll bring a side of one of the best moments in Pirates of the Caribbean. At the end of the first film, Norrington lets Jack escape and gives him a 1-day head start.
Yeah.
Like they could
Sure.
have been like that. Vader would have been like, okay, I'm going to tell the Inquisitors where you are, but I'll give you some time to escape, you know?
Yeah. I think
Something.
that would have been a really cool way to do it. Yeah, interesting points about the World Between Worlds. I mean, it's one of those things that I just go like, it wasn't like if it was something that was absolutely necessary for storytelling, like the way Avengers is.
Yeah.
Like you kind of had to do
Which,
that.
I don't know. I thought they were really going to figure out a way to do it in Avengers without time travel. That's
How
why
would you have
Endgame
done
is
it?
not one of my favorites like everybody else. I don't know. I'm not smart enough, but I was like, Feige and the writers are smarter than me. They'll figure out something. But then it was just, it's time travel. And I'm
Why
like,
does the
really?
MCU get a pass?
I don't know.
Why does the MCU get a pass from all these fans who are like I've always said that like if you go down the list and if you look at the MCU films, there's only a few really, we've talked about this before, but there's only a few really good ones.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of okay. And I don't know what it is about those movies that
Okay.
like everyone just pretends that they're great at the time. I think it's just the hype train behind it. It has to be.
Star Wars has 11 films. Marvel has 22.
22 in 10 years.
Okay.
12
So it's
years.
literally half, but I think Star Wars has more better films. if
I
that
would
makes
agree
sense.
100%.
They have
The
11 films
The
total.
only
and
Star
what,
Wars film that is
8 good
trash
ones?
is Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. So would you say 10 good ones? What would you say for Star Wars?
10
So,
I'd say
okay.
10 good ones. I would say 7 great ones.
Okay, so now for MCU, how many good, how many great?
Ooh.
This is all obviously opinion. Like
I'm
we have
trying.
no way
I'm trying to. I actually really liked Captain Marvel.
I like Captain
but I
Marvel a
don't
lot.
know if it's
good.
great.
It's not great. It's good.
I haven't had the urge to rewatch it, and I am a Marvel fan, by the way. I
Yeah,
was a
both of
Marvel
us are.
fan.
Yeah.
I'm more of a comic book fan. Like you've seen my comic book collection. It's
Insane.
absurd. It's
Yeah.
absurd. Like
Yeah.
I love comic books. I love Marvel. I've always been a fan. I've
Yeah.
always just kind of felt like I like the MCU, but I don't love it the way people love it. Like it's weird to me that it caught on in this weird way. I think it's because they use good-looking actors. From my honest opinion, I think that's why
Right.
girls like it. Sorry, at me. I don't
Yeah.
care. I feel like I'm right on this.
I
And
mean,
if you don't believe me, look at the comments about Chris Evans' dick pic.
I was
that got
about to say
released.
just what happened with Chris Evans. So.
It's say sorry,
But I mean,
whatever.
okay,
I
so
think I'm right
there's-
on that.
There's 22 MCU.
Let me name the great ones.
Yeah.
Iron Man 1 is great.
Yes.
Undeniably great.
Yep.
The first Avengers is great.
Yep.
Captain America Civil War is probably one of the best movies of the last 25 years. It's fantastic.
It doesn't do it
not
for
Civil
me,
War.
but I
Sorry,
understand
not Civil
it.
War. Not Civil War. Winter Soldier.
It
Winter
doesn't do
Soldier.
it for me, but I get it, so I agree.
It's a great movie. Captain Marvel. I can't put it on there. I can't put it on that list.
So you have the 3 greats. I think Infinity War is great.
Guardians of the Galaxy is great.
Guardians
Infinity
1
War is great.
That's 5. Is that it?
Ant-Man. The first Ant-Man was great.
You think so?
I liked it a lot. It was really fun.
I agree.
It was
It's good.
something. It was
So
something
you can say
new.
great.
Spider-Man:
Oh,
Homecoming was great.
Yes, I agree. Is that
Especially
7?
that ending when you see J. Jonah Jameson and it's the Daily
Oh
Bugle
no, that's
blog.
Far From Home.
Sorry, that one. Yes,
I love Homecoming too.
I like both of them.
So,
I'll
we're up to 8.
I'll put both of those on my list.
We're up to 8 for great. The great 8. Is that it?
Who's another Avenger? There's no Hulk movie in the MCU other than
There
well,
is.
the Incredible Hulk. That one,
But
with
it's
Edward
not
Norton.
good.
I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's great.
Yeah.
Um,
You got Thor, which you don't like any
none
of
of his
them,
movies
and
are
I
good.
only like
great
one of
for
them.
me. I don't. I think even if you like Ragnarok, you can't call it great.
I honestly, yeah, I wouldn't.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Who else? Black Panther, great.
Oh yeah,
Black Panther's great.
definitely. So that's 9. Okay,
9.
so 9. 9 out of 22.
Oh,
Great.
man, I can't think of any. What? So I feel like I'm missing a big chunk. Doctor Strange, no,
It's good, but not great.
it's not great. I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
I think it's all the ones.
Yeah.
Because if it was great, it would lock in my mind. I actually do like Age of Ultron, but I don't think it's great.
It's not great. I like it. It's good.
I would put Infinity War and Endgame up there with great. So I'll give you
I
Endgame
don't
too.
know.
I'll give you Endgame too because
Yeah.
the satisfaction I felt in
It
that.
has great scenes.
Yeah, it does. It's just there are some issues with the time travel, but they did a really good job of coming out like, yeah, we know there's issues. That's the whole point of what we set up. And I go, when I hear that, I go, oh, so you thought this out. You thought like, okay, cool. So we're going to get to this point. It's going to spring off into these two things. I think Doctor Strange is going to have a major, major, major impact in the next phase of Marvel stuff. I really, really do.
They're going to go.
That Multiverse of Madness movie,
Yeah.
I think is going to change the MCU up, and I think
Yeah.
it needs it. I think it's stale right now, at least for me.
Isn't it weird? Like, doesn't Marvel feel like it's done?
It does, but I think it's because of the slowdown in production of stuff because of COVID.
But same
Because
with
we're
Star
supposed to be
Wars,
getting
though.
that. We're supposed to be getting because we're getting Mandalorian in a few
But
weeks.
Black Widow's supposed to already been out.
Yeah, I feel like people would have gravitated to that movie quite a bit. So that's why I don't think it's dead. I think people
No, but it just
would have been
feels like
excited.
we're
That
never
movie would have
seeing
made $1 billion.
Marvel again. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see Marvel again.
I know
I'm
we
concerned.
will, but
I'm concerned more about them going to Disney Plus because
Yeah.
I go like, are people going to be that invested to also get the subscription service? Most people have it,
I bet they
but
will.
like, do you think most people who are Marvel fans are going to be like, okay, I'm watching all WandaVision,
yeah.
I'm watching all of it.
I mean,
okay,
Kevin already has it, doesn't he? But he's-
Kevin.
Kevin sees.
Oh, sorry. I was like, you said Kevin Feige earlier. I was like, Kevin
no.
Feige?
Does he have
I
Disney
think he
Plus?
has it.
Kevin Feige, do you have Disney Plus?
I think they may include
me
it
know,
with his
please.
contract.
No, he had to give up his main gate. Cutbacks, bro. Cutbacks.
I remember the tweet when COVID hit. They're like, who's upset they didn't trade their main gates now?
Right. In hindsight, it would have been a good trade.
It would have been a good trade, man. All right, move on from Marvel talk. But
Kevin's a huge Marvel fan.
Yeah,
So
he is.
If he doesn't have Disney Plus, I bet he would get it just for that.
I think he does. I would be surprised if he
Yeah.
doesn't because he is a closeted Disney fan. He doesn't
Yeah.
like to admit it, but he
Yeah.
likes Disney.
Yep.
But yeah, good talk on the I almost said Black Mirror. World Between Worlds. All right, let's talk about Squad. We have no show notes. We're just gonna go off the top of the dome here. Let's talk Squadrons, man. I'm super excited for this game.
Yeah, me too.
Like I said before, I was more excited for Fallen Order, but I think I'm getting close to that level. Because remember,
yeah.
they're really pushing like this is a story mode, and the story in Fallen Order was fantastic. The gameplay just didn't deliver. This I think is going to have both. I think it's going to have a really good story and a really, really, really good gameplay. I mean, it looks like. I think people are also looking at the. Did you ever play Battlefront 2?
Very little bit.
Okay.
Insanely very little bit.
I feel like people are basing the flight mechanics in that game on this, and this doesn't look like that at all to me.
No,
This
it
all looks like
much
a
better.
first-person perspective. You
Yeah.
can customize the inside of your ship.
Right.
The little Ewok bobblehead, dude. I'm
Mhm.
all in on that. I actually want one of those in real life for my Jeep.
Who doesn't?
And I think this game is just going to be. I think it's going to be really, really fun, man. I am really looking forward to this, and I'm thinking we're teaming up with a podcast because remember last week we talked about which podcasts are like the podcast in Star Wars, and so I kind of started doing some research and like getting some podcasts that I actually like. The Star Wars Friends podcast is a really good Star Wars podcast, and you don't hear me say. I don't listen to stuff a lot, and I even messaged those guys. I was like, "Look, I don't listen to Star Wars podcasts because we do our own, and I do that simply because, except looking at Lucasfilm, A, I love Jim Hill and I love Dan Z, but B, it's not the same type of show where this is like opinions and thoughts on certain things and giving books. I don't want anyone's opinion to taint my opinion.
And we don't like break news. That's not what we
do. We're not. Yeah. We could. I just don't think that's. It doesn't seem like a worthwhile endeavor for me. I'd rather give my thoughts on stuff. But these guys kind of have the same. You can tell they're really good friends, and I think you can tell that with our show too. Yeah. And it's a good show. Go check them out. You should check them out because we're going to do a crossover episode with them. We also have some really cool special guests coming up. One of them is, in fact, Jim Hill. We're going to do a show all about a topic that I think you guys will really enjoy, and it's going to be that classic Jim Hill type show where he drops some knowledge. We've been talking a little bit.
It's all about Harry Potter.
So it's going to be all about the Harry Potter land over at Universal Studios. No, it's going to be a good show, and we also have another guest in the works that if we get would be absolutely incredible. We'll see. Anyway, back to Squadrons. The reason I've said that about the Star Wars Friends podcast, I could just like envision us all playing that game together as a squadron.
That'd be so cool.
That's why I brought that up, because I think they're a really good show, and I think that our energies will mesh well when we do that. And I think it would be really fun just to get to know those guys and play Squadrons with them. I'm going to probably live stream that day that game drops.
Ooh.
And do it on Twitch. I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking about it because what else am I going to do?
Great.
But yeah, dude, I'm amped for this, dude. Are you gonna buy an Xbox One just to buy this game?
I honestly have, I was thinking about it yesterday, and
you can buy them used.
Well, yeah, I was about to say that's exactly the path I went down. I was like, okay, they're coming out with new generation consoles soon, within the year, so it's like I could just wait a month or two after they've already like announced, okay, for Christmas or whatever, we're selling Xbox 2s or whatever the hell they're going to be called. I don't know. So the Xbox
I literally don't even know what it's. I know it's PlayStation 5 and the Xbox
Plus, or who knows.
I don't know what it's called. I literally don't. That's literally the level of gamer I am.
Same, but like with that announcement, all of the current generation consoles will drop in price. So I'm like, I could just buy an older generation and then buy the game, and then like and it's a cheap game. It's only $40 bucks. It's not 60 like all the other games.
It's EA making up for all the money they made on loot boxes.
Yep. And The Sims.
Yeah. Sorry, they're like. Is it gonna be? It's gonna be physical copies too, right?
Yeah. They already have the pre-orders too, like all the like Target, everyone. So
I'm gonna pre-order it. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. Can you hand me that Mr. Toad glass right there on the middle of the table, the green one? Thank you. I'm really excited, man. I thank you. I really can't wait for this. I'm excited, man. And I think one thing they really did to hype this up was release that short. Do you remember the name of the short?
I don't. And they've said like this short isn't going to be like featured in the game. It's not like a cutscene or anything. It's
see, that's what I was thinking. I was assuming it was.
They just put it out. They just made it and put it out as something that's not going to be in the actual game. Like there might be references to it or something, like the battle of I forgot the name of the planet, but like that battle on that planet. And obviously that character is one of the main characters, but that short isn't like a part of the game.
No way.
Yeah. So it's just
I assume they just grabbed a cutscene out of like the beginning of the game or something and put it out.
That's what most people do. So
that short, dude, was so incredible. Like it literally felt so cinematic, and I was like, I literally was thinking, because I know they use game engine stuff for the Mandalorian. I'm like, why don't they just make shorts like this, or like animated series like this? Like I feel if animated shows looked like that, more people would be apt to buy it. What are you doing?
I'm pulling up the name of that short.
Oh, gotcha. I feel like it was called Shortage or something.
It's something like it's not that, but it's something like that. But
what is it?
The short was so cool because it turned a TIE fighter and a TIE fighter pilot into like the protagonist, and made an X-wing like a monster in a monster film. It was like the X-wing was the villain. Yeah,
it was cool because the game is like you're playing as both sides, which I think is really cool for a game. They're like, I mean, usually you pick a side or whatever. But this game, they're like, yeah, you're playing both, and you're going to get
Hunted. I think it was Hunted.
Hunted. I think you're right. Hunted. I'm trying to find it so who can do it quicker. God dang it.
Yeah, Hunted. Yeah,
Hunted. Okay. Mm-hmm. It was really cool, man. It was something I really think they should look into
going forward. Like if they just put that or shorts of that type on Disney Plus, like once a month, once a week, whatever. Like that'd be sick.
Here's an idea. Take your a Star Wars storyline and do shorts with it like that.
We talked about that last week or last episode, but not this part, not doing CG shorts.
Just do CG shorts with it.
That would be incredible.
You wouldn't need to pay the actors because you own the character. You could do You could do Lando.
Ty
you could
Verasi,
do
a Star Wars story.
Ty Verasi, a Star Wars story. Please let me direct that. I have ideas. I dropped my phone. Sorry, everybody. Hang on.
It's in the world between worlds.
It's a black phone on a black carpet. In the dark. That was really hard to find.
I bet.
All right, let's talk about the thing everyone is here for.
The main event.
The main event of the evening.
A lot of people, well, I mean, me included, you included, were convinced it would be the weekend of Celebration, which it should have been.
It should have been.
It should have been. And then we got nothing that week, and then we're like, okay, the next Monday, it's going to be tonight. There's some NBA game on. Like, they'll put it on for an NBA game. They didn't do that. And I was like, okay, they'll put it on for the first Monday Night Football game for sure. They didn't do that. But then, 12 hours later, they put it out at Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Just a random Tuesday, man. I was sitting on Batu in the relaxation station.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I could hear. Have you heard the Wookiee sound over there?
Yeah.
Who is that?
It's got to be Chewie. He's the only Wookiee on Batu.
Wasn't
well, aside
Oga
from
dating?
she's dead, or he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she shoots him.
She shot him.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. I thought she threw him up there.
Nope.
I forgot she shot him right in the face. It dropped. I was really excited. I actually didn't think it was real. I thought somebody was trolling me.
I did too at first. I saw the link and I'm like, this is just some fan-made fake trailer.
And then it hits, and I was like, oh, interesting. So we're going to do our traditional thing where we do a breakdown of it. I have it over here on my phone. I'll have you.
I got it.
Do you have it pulled up too?
I will in 37 seconds.
I have it pulled up here. So
you can start it. It's good.
So what I think we'll do is, just so you can see what we're doing, let me have it up and I'll get the first scene going. And I'll let you know. Go to the one on IGN, just so we're on the same video, so we can pause it together and you can kind of see. I was going to have the projector set up, but I had to go do it so we could watch it on this while we were doing the show, but I had to go and help Holly with some stuff this evening, so that didn't happen.
Lazy son of...
I know. I feel like such a dork.
All right, I got it.
You got it? All right. I'm going to go ahead and press play in 3, 2, 1. It didn't play. Jesus Christ.
Technical difficulties.
All right. Shows 2 planets here. And we get our first shot of the Razor Crest. And I am pausing it now at 15 seconds in because I want to point out a few things. First off, let's do some planet speculation here. So we do know that this show has gone back to Tatooine. So we know that
we see Bantha later. So yes,
they're back on Tatooine again. We presume, unless we're on Pisana, you don't know.
But I mean, it's a Bantha and a Tusken Raider.
It's going to be Tatooine. Yeah. So let's assume they go back. There are 2 planets that kind of look familiar here. I have an outside the box guess for one of them.
I can't really put a finger on the one in the distance on the horizon.
See, that's the one I don't have trouble with. That's one I'm
really?
Pretty sure I know what is.
This first one, it could be Geonosis, it could be Jakku, it could be Tatooine, it could I don't know.
I think it's Crate.
The first one, the close one.
It's got a little bit of those colors to it. It's got the blue. I mean, it's not stark white, but Crate
the close
isn't.
one or the distance one?
The close one.
Really? Okay.
I think it might be Crate. I mean, who the hell knows? It's probably not, but it's probably some new planet. But the one in the distance, what do you think it is?
I have no guess for that. It's so hard. I can't even make out anything. I see white clouds.
Takadana.
Ooh, okay.
I think your boy's going to go see Maz Kanata.
Okay.
We know she's around at this time.
And she knows the Force. She's not Force sensitive, but she knows the Force.
If anybody in this, circle of people would know what to do with the child, that's who you would go see, right?
Yeah.
I actually thought the voiceover with the lady talking was Maz Kanata when I first heard it.
Yeah, but it just.
But because I was on headphones. Was that from season 1?
Yeah, it's the armorer talking to Mando.
I know it's the armorer now because I heard it not with headphones on in the middle of a theme park.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was the same audio from season 1. But I also want to point out that the Razor Crest is
beat up.
Beat up. So I don't think this is early on in the show.
Might not be.
Because I don't think it was that jacked when they left, was it?
No. It was fine. Nothing wrong with it. But this has one of the engines is all messed up. The hangar bay doors
flickering
open,
lights you can see on the inside of it.
Yeah.
I'm convinced beyond convinced they're going to see Maz Kanata.
I like that. I never thought that at all. That did not cross my mind.
If you look up what Takodana the planet looks like, it kind of looks like that. It kind of looks like Earth, especially if you go back and...
Yeah. Well, because I never knew there was this much green in the entire galaxy.
Mm-hmm. I think they're going to Maz, dude. I think that's a really smart way to incorporate that character.
That. And that ties in a lot of things.
A lot of things.
I like it.
A lot of things. You know, she's seen those eyes
She's
before.
seen the same eyes in many people.
Mm-hmm. So just floating there. It looks like it's like not even... It looks like it's kind of just drifting.
Yeah.
That music is incredible.
Show me the one whose safety deemed such destruction.
Yeah.
Hard to tell where they're
After
at.
fighting the Mudhorn. That's her. Now, okay, pause it here. Pause it.
Reunite it with its
What are you at? 31, 32,
33.
33? Okay. Now, there's a lot of speculation on this one. It's so hard to tell. It's so dark.
hard to tell.
What do you think this is?
It's
got to
be from...
planet. Like
it's got to be one of two places. Let's just assume for this speculation, it's not going to be the planets we say. It's probably going to be new stuff.
Oh yeah.
But let's just pretend that it is established places we know already.
Right. And I have huge gripes with that. I say it all the time. I haven't said it much on the show, but I'm sick of every single new media, a book, a comic, a movie, whatever, a video game. There's 12 new planets. Like, I'm sick of it. We already
How many planets are there?
I don't know, but we have enough.
Enough's enough. We
I'm
have every
tired.
type of planet.
I'm so tired of learning a new planet name every 16 seconds.
Yeah, I feel you.
So in a way, as long as it makes a little bit of sense, I'm okay with them going to Tatooine. Like, it's fine as long as it makes sense, you know. Like, and Takodana's great if they do it like you said. So
I think it would be a smart move. I think it'd be a very smart way to do it. So, what do you think this is?
This could be Corellia. It could be Nar Shaddaa, which I don't know a whole lot about Nar Shaddaa, but like
I've never heard that name until you just said it.
Really?
What's
about all
Nar
I know
Shaddaa?
is that it's kind of like Corellia, but it's not a shipyard. It's more like just underworld smuggler type planet.
Okay.
That's about all I know. But if it's one of those type planets, it looks like it, and I'm fine with that. I'm just tired of having a new planet every 12 seconds.
My speculation is this is either Corellia, which is my first initial guess, and then I go, what if it's like the seedy part of Coruscant?
Ooh.
And we're exploring Coruscant.
I would love that because we haven't
because
seen
he's going
Coruscant
to the
in
Jedi
anything
Temple
except Clone Wars era.
He's going to the Jedi Temple to see if he can find anybody there that can help this kid. He doesn't know what happened to the Jedi.
Yeah.
He thinks they're still a thing.
Yeah.
Because at this point in the timeline, there are no Jedi except Luke Skywalker, and he's out gallivanting the galaxy looking for...
And Ahsoka's not a Jedi, but she's around somewhere.
Somewhere. We don't know what happened to her. But it's got to be one of those two places. More likely, it's probably someplace new. And I like the look of this, whatever it is.
No, yeah. The aesthetic is great.
It looks fantastic.
It's Star Wars.
100%. All right, let's move on. Oh, I just had a third thought. Pausing it again at 35.
Okay. Yeah.
What if this is the remnants of Jeddah?
That looked too industrial, too New York.
But we're talking 70 years later. 40 years later.
Well, really, the Empire plundered it, blew it up, and left. They didn't advance it.
But there are still people that were there, so they would have made dreg-looking things. They wouldn't have had the money to make. It's a stretch, but
it could be. No, it could be.
What if he's going?
I don't know.
Because if the whole premise of this trailer, which is what as a whole, it's talking about getting the child back to his kind. His kind are force sensitive, so he would be following leads. of a force sensitive
being. He's probably
being.
never even heard of Jeddah because it just.
But
it's
see
a
that
religious
he could
planet.
be doing research though.
Yeah, so he
and
could probably
going,
be like, oh, this planet is Jedi. Let's go there.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't know it's
or
obliterated.
he finds Coruscant and finds how amazing would it be if this character goes to Coruscant and goes into the remnants of the Jedi Temple and is looking through the archives, bro. I'm getting chills thinking. Look at my arms.
Yeah.
I'm getting how
we had
fucking amazing would that be?
Yeah, we had snippets of Coruscant in Rogue One, but for the most part, we haven't had Coruscant since Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith. We need Coruscant. I wish we had. That's the only good thing about Colin Trevorrow's script was Coruscant.
Ugh.
It's the only good thing.
I hated that script so bad.
Yeah, I wish the crap they did on that was terrible on Coruscant, but I wish we had Coruscant.
Yeah. All right, let's let's continue. Tatooine.
You must determine.
Okay, pause it on that right there. 40, 41, 40, whatever.
Okay.
Where you at?
Ice planet, possibly. It looks like ice. Doesn't look like crate.
Now, following your trajectory of Jedi-specific locations, Ilum? Could be Ilum. I mean, the Empire's
I don't know much about Ilum.
It's in
that's
Fallen
Starkiller
Order.
Base,
It's
right?
Starkiller Base.
Sorry, my apologies.
It's where
yes,
Jedi Padawan go to get their kyber crystals.
Ooh,
so
yeah,
the Empire's already
that's why they took it.
Yeah, the Empire
ravaged
it and plundered it, but then the First Order took over and used it for Starkiller. But
that would be amazing.
Mando doesn't know that stuff. He's just gonna be looking up, and okay, let's say he does go to Coruscant in the Jedi Temple, and he's like, oh, Ilum is big for Jedi.
Yeah.
Let's go to Ilum. And then he gets to Ilum, and why does Mando and Baby Yoda look sad? Maybe they're like, oh, the Empire already destroyed Ilum. Like, there's nothing. So it could be Hoth, I guess, but there's
I don't know what's the purpose of going back to Hoth.
There's no significance on
No.
Hoth. The
Same thing with
significance
Crate.
is Ilum.
There's no reason to go to Crate.
No.
Crate. They didn't even go to Crate in the original trilogy.
It's a
it was
rebel base,
rebel
but
base.
it's not a Jedi
Yeah,
specific.
there's nothing that
There's no
happened
Force
there.
connection.
No, there's not. Nothing
But
happened there.
Ilum would be sick. I'm hoping.
That would be amazing if they show Ilum.
Yeah.
That would be such a deep cut. People wouldn't know that it's Starkiller Base. That'd be.
That could be the way to introduce it, you know?
That would be
'Cause
awesome.
I think it was Favreau. Favreau has said that we're getting more connections to what happened for the First Order. How
Give
did they
me
come
that.
about?
Dude, I'm going to give my opinion here about this and at the end of this when we wrap this up, and we'll talk about how we feel about it. But this looks good, man. I'm interested in this. And I actually do hope it's Ilum. I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
The songs of eons past tell of battles between Mandalore the Great.
Now, what ship was that behind him just there? That wasn't the Razor Crest.
That's what I've been thinking too. In the snow, when they show,
Yeah.
they show him kneeling down next to Baby Yoda or Yiddle or whatever you want to call him. There's
Yiddle.
been so many names.
I like Yiddle.
That's what I've been thinking. I don't think it's the
It
Razor
looks like
Crest.
one of those X-Wings.
It's not though. It kind of looks like it, but you know what it looks like?
What?
One of the gunships, the Republic gunships
Ooh.
from the Clone Wars. Doesn't it kind of have that same shape and like the front turret?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it does.
That could be a thing, maybe.
Kinda. It could just be a new ship. Which
Yeah,
is
like
probably
I
what
don't.
it is.
It doesn't specifically look
He-
like it, but it kind of does. So maybe.
I'm so jacked for this, dude. I'm so excited. All right, let's keep going.
Between Mandalore the Great and an order of sorcerers called...
Okay, so now they're on
All right,
some like
this,
seaport
like,
looking.
seaport planet. What
like a dock.
What could this be?
Now, before the trailer came out, there was like quote unquote, they weren't leaks, but quote unquote leaks on Disney Plus.
Releases.
Oh, yeah,
when it's
releases.
done officially, it's a release.
Yeah, it was official. It was on Disney Plus, and like there are images of season 2, and one was of like them on a boat in the middle of an ocean, and
So-
like that happens after this, obviously.
The
'cause
second I saw, I don't know if I texted you this last night. When I think you sent me that
I think so.
the picture. Yeah,
I
you
definitely tweeted it,
You,
'cause I
you
said, I think it's
oh, that's
Camino.
what it was. You said it was Camino, and I was like,
This kind of stretches it, and maybe it's not Camino, but
Here's
it
what
still
I
could
think.
be Camino.
hear me out.
Okay,
So the whole entire premise of this show is
Also-
that they're. Go
I'll
ahead.
let you go ahead. Go ahead. You
No, go ahead. Finish because my point's pretty long. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't want to like steal what you're going to say. You might be saying this, but this could be Octo even. You know, they could
No,
be sailing.
That's
to,
definitely not what I'm saying.
no, okay, they could be
Here-
sailing to the island on Octo.
Could be, and that would be dope. And I hadn't really considered that till just this point. But what if this? Because the premise of the show is that like the Empire is gone, but there's still factions of the Empire that still exist. What if this is Kef Bir?
Ooh,
And there's still remnants on the second Death Star that operate still on the Death Star because there's
Ooh.
pieces of that are still really intact.
I like that.
And they in fact they show a hallway later on
Yeah, with troopers running down the
on
hallway.
on a Star Destroyer.
We don't know. It's some Imperial base.
It
or
doesn't
ship
look
or-
weathered. That's the
Yeah.
only problem with that.
Yeah.
But like,
But maybe it still is. This is still Kef Bir, and that scene isn't Kef Bir, the stormtrooper scene.
yeah,
but this could
it
be
looks
Kef
kind of
Bir.
cloudy, man. It looks kind of like
that's
Kef Bir.
genius. That's much better than Octo. And like
Both
Camino,
those are good ideas, though.
Camino still makes sense because like I think that Baby Yoda is a clone of Yoda because that ties in like Palpatine cloned himself for Episode 9. Like,
I agree
that
100%.
ties that stuff in. So I hope that it's Camino. For
I
that
I think that they went
But-
that the Empire went and found his DNA, Yoda's DNA, and somehow cloned him to
Yeah.
make him a Sith.
Yeah, because in
And
the
th-
Clone Wars, we see Palpatine messing with trying to clone Force-sensitive children.
Yeah,
so, like,
I
it's a
think that's
thing.
what this is 100%. I think you're dead on that.
If it's Camino, but Kef Bir is genius. I love that.
Do you think people are going to be okay with another clone though?
They won't because they never are. But I think it justifies even more so Palpatine being a clone. It
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we know you hated that, but look, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they clone Force people. Like, it's a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
but
but-
Kef Bir is genius. I love that.
The look of this is just really cool.
Yeah.
But see, here's the argument against having new planets. We've never seen like a dock shipyard planet. It looks dope.
Yeah, that's true.
Jedi.
You expect me to search the galaxy and deliver this creature to a race of enemy sorcerers?
Okay. This is the biggest speculation I've seen going around online. This is not Sabine.
It's not
There's
Sabine,
no
it's
way.
not Bo-Katan.
It's not Bo-Katan.
It's not Ahsoka.
Bo-Katan's dead, right?
No.
She would have to be. This is like 40 years after all that.
But she's only like 35 or 30 or...
So that makes her 80?
Yeah.
75, 80?
Yeah.
So she definitely wouldn't look like that.
No. It's not Bo-Katan. It's not
This
Sabine.
is
not
the thing
Ahsoka.
that I don't even know if I may have tweeted this, but I may have not. I think I actually started to, and I was like, I'm going to save this for the show. I think that there were other Jedi practicing who were Force sensitive, and somehow they learned certain things, maybe by doing what Luke did, going to other planets and finding stuff. Now, not full Jedi the way we know them, more similar to the way Luke was when we first meet him in like Empire Strikes Back, that level of Jedi. If all those people could survive Order 66, there could very well be other Jedi throughout the galaxy. Just because the Jedi weren't teaching people doesn't mean that the Force isn't still strong in people.
Yeah.
And so the Force would still flourish, and you would still learn the ways, and you would look into what you're feeling, and you would have people that have heard stories, like what's the homeboy from Force Collector?
Car.
What's his grandmother's name? Do you remember?
I don't remember the grandma, but the grandpa is Nakmed.
Nakmed.
I don't remember the grandma though.
The grandma was the one who was like, "You're Force sensitive. That's what this is."
Yeah, she was kind of like Maz in a way.
Yeah, and I think that you're going to see a lot of that because you have to.
Yeah.
And I think that this character is someone who they're going to have conflict with.
Oh yeah, it doesn't look like it's a friendly encounter.
And she knows who the child is and is
Yeah.
trying to get a hold of it because she knows that it's a clone, and maybe they want to snuff the clone out because it was cloned for evil purposes. Maybe the child isn't evil, just
and
like
that
Rey.
fits the themes of the show.
Yeah.
How like kind of nature versus nurture. Like,
Can I point out the line in this trailer too? I don't think we've got to it yet, where he says, "Where the child goes, where I go, the child goes."
oh yeah,
we
point
definitely
this
haven't
out,
got to it yet.
please, because yeah,
That exact line was my entire gripe with the second third of the show, because he does just up and leave
on
every time he gets a
Tatooine,
chance.
abandons the baby.
On episode 3, he
Bryce
walks
Dallas
away.
Howard's episode, he abandons the baby.
I feel so vindicated
Yeah.
because this is the character that we should have seen.
Yeah.
A character who's that attached to a child in that way wouldn't just up and leave him the first chance he got after fighting for him.
Exactly.
So that I feel so vindicated that he said that, and it made me happy. Anyway, let's move on to the next.
This is the way.
Shot
Now,
on the boat there.
We get the shot of the
They're
boat.
going somewhere.
Now this is what kind of throws it off, though. The people crewing this boat, the ship, are Corrin.
What's a corn?
They're the squid face people.
Like a Ogagara?
No, that's a Blutopian.
Okay. I don't think I've seen their
They have
faces.
like pointy triangle-like heads.
I don't
and
see what
like
you're seeing.
Davy Jones tentacle faces.
I don't see what you're seeing there. I need to back up a little bit.
They're very hard. It's hard to catch them in that shot. Like,
Where are they? Oh, those guys.
You see
Okay.
them?
Yeah. I see what you're
yep,
saying.
in the background.
That we
He's a
saw, this is
Corrin.
one that he shot in the first episode of
Yeah, I mean
season one.
that species. Yeah.
That species.
Now,
yeah, sorry.
I think they've lived on
I'm on
Mon
105,
Cala,
by the way.
so that doesn't mean this has to be Mon Cala, but the Corrin live
Could
on
be.
Mon Cala.
Could be Mon Cala. That'd be interesting. We've never seen Mon Cala in live action.
Yeah.
Could be Mon Cala. That's a good call. All right, moving on.
Now this shot though.
This right here,
Everything with
this
the
whole
X-Wings.
sequence is just pure joy for me.
I never thought we'd see him with X-wings. I don't know if they're teaming up. I don't know if
They're definitely not teaming. They're chasing him. Remember?
Well, the first scene they're flying next to him, and you're like, okay, are they communicating like, identify yourself?
No, because they're in
Or-
attack position.
Yeah,
They start
the,
closing.
The
they go
foils
into-
are in attack position. Yeah,
So-
and then they're chasing him through the clouds, and they. This is major speculation, but those clouds are kind of Bespin looking. Like, is it Cloud City? Is it Bespin?
Could be.
Huge speculation.
Could be.
Yeah.
Again, what would be the reason to go back to Cloud City?
Yeah, there's no force connection there.
There's no force
They want ice
connection.
cream.
There's no.
They're trying to get their ice cream. Yeah.
Listen, if you sit here and don't take the ball off the joystick,
Wait.
I will take you for ice cream.
But no, they're returning the ice cream maker. Remember, because Werner Herzog's character
that's
had
true.
the ice cream maker.
But that was a safe, bro.
I know, but they're returning
It's a
the safe
Star Wars safe.
to what's the guy's name? Wilro Hood.
Yes,
Yeah,
Laura
they're
Hood,
returning the ice cream maker to him on Bespin. You heard it here first.
Okay, those X-wings look sick.
Yes, they do, and
I
those
love
are
X-Wings.
65s.
Yeah, they are.
Original
So it's-
trilogy,
so
not
it's earlier,
sequel
not
trilogies.
not T70.
Yep. You get Okay.
Back to a desert planet, assuming that's the same episode of.
Him on the speeder bike, but then we get I always just want to say Carl Weathers, but
Cara Dune and Grief Karga.
Grief Karga. Why is his beard white all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Wasn't it not white?
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't white.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an
This-
oversight or I don't know.
It's
But
definitely not an oversight. I think that there's definitely some time that's passed, or he stopped his Just for Men subscription.
yeah.
I don't know, man. That's the same planet too. That's the same planet they were on.
It could be Navarro. I mean, right?
That's the same archway that you see when they're.
Oh yeah. So it is Navarro.
It looks to me like they're like telling him bye
Yeah.
from like where it picks up on the last episode of Mando.
But then we see.
So why is his beard white?
I have no clue. Is it a time jump? Is this gonna be like episode 6? Because they have.
It could be.
They have said there's gonna be 8 chapters again.
They did say that.
Yeah, there's
They
8
confirmed
chapters
it?
again, but
Okay.
they've said they're varying in length again. So there's no set time. It could be 30 minutes. It could be 42.
Such a
It could be.
bummer.
We don't know.
It worked though on the
Yeah.
last season. It worked.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we get
On
the
to the
TIE
next one.
Outriders, which those are
The TIE
so
Outriders?
sick. Those are those are so sick. The
Oh,
folding
those,
wings.
yeah. All right, that's that shot I was talking about.
The troopers running down a hallway. Like,
Yeah.
is this on a ship? Is it a base?
I don't know, but it
We don't
looks
know.
so sick. It
Is
gave
it
me
the
it
Death
gave me
Star?
Rise
But,
of
like,
it gave me Rise of the Resistance vibes.
yeah, it looks like the hallways.
It looks like the interrogation room.
Yeah, it does.
Then we see him on a speeder chasing 2 troopers.
You know this is
Oh, I'm sorry, that's a trooper. This is no place for a child. He's drowning, jumps off a cliff.
Uses his
rocketeers
Phoenix.
away.
Yeah, the rising.
He has
Phoenix.
a dude hanging by his feet on this lamppost here.
Yeah. It might be the same guy that he talks to in the boxing fight. The one-eyed looking guy. I don't know that species, but the one-eyed Cyclops guy.
Might be a new species, bro. I don't know it.
The people in this like fighting ring, they are
Yeah, they're
Gamorrean
Gamorreans,
guards,
right? Yeah, they're
Well, not
Gamorreans.
guards, but they're Gamorreans, and they're using vibroblades.
wherever I go, he goes.
Now this is the best part: the whistling birds activate, and the child's like, "Nope."
And he clicks the little button.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm out." He's like, "I've seen this before."
Then it cuts to black.
He's like, "I know what happens."
Cuts to black, and then we get
He takes out his Zabrak.
he daredevils. Takes him out right to
Yeah.
the chest. Boom.
Yeah,
This is the way.
this is the way.
Mandalorian. All right. So, what are your overall thoughts of this trailer? Because I have some, and they're very strong opinions.
I love it, but I'm happy that this is the case. It didn't give us a thing, and I love that. Like it didn't really. Okay, it did elevate my hype a little, but I was already super hype. So it elevated a little bit just because I got to see things I didn't expect to see, but it didn't give away anything. Like I got to see the use of those X-wings, and I got to see some possibly new, possibly old locations. But like, how often? Maybe never have we seen just a boat chilling in an ocean in Star Wars.
Rise of Skywalker, which is on
Those
the,
little
the,
speeder
skim- the
skiffs.
skimmer.
Yeah, like so like we don't. That's something
That's it.
new. That's cool. I'm like, I don't know why it's so cool. Just a damn boat, like whatever.
So it's a cool idea. It's a Star Wars boat.
Yeah,
It's better
Space
on a boat.
Space
You're welcome, Matt.
But yeah, like it elevated my hype. But I'm so happy it didn't give us anything. I'm so happy. In a way, I'm happy, but I'm not. But I understand why. There was no Moff Gideon in this trailer at all,
Good call.
and he's gonna steal the show in season 2, I think.
100%.
And every interview with him, he's
100%.
100%.
100%.
Vitamin C, vitamin C.
I drink a gallon of Kool-Aid a day.
Jeez. But every interview with him, he's just like, yeah, I've been like fighting people with the darksabers, and I keep breaking them on set, and they tell me they're expensive, and I'm just like, he's gonna be huge in season 2. He's gonna steal the show.
I don't think he's going to have a lot of screen time, but I
No,
think
no,
the
no.
screen time he does have
It's
is
gonna
going to
be
be
massive.
holy shit, like Vader level
Yeah.
amazing from Rogue One.
Yeah, and I think that's the point of why he's not in the trailer, because anything they show of him is gonna be like, spoiler, holy shit, like
Yeah.
we can't see it.
Can't want to see it yet.
So I'm okay with that. I mean, we got a still image of him in those, what was it, GQ, whatever.
I didn't see
release. It was just a picture of his
I'm
face.
good.
It
I don't need
didn't
to
show
see it.
anything.
Yeah,
So-
I'm good. I know what he looks like.
But that was the one takeaway, like a lack of Moff Gideon. But that's the reason, and I'm glad. I didn't want any like, oh look, it's him decapitating Ahsoka with the darksaber.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
She's not
but-
going to be in the show.
Yeah,
I think
And
they're casting her for Cassian Andor.
we talked about that a few episodes ago. Like most of these casting rumors make more sense for Cassian than they do for Mando.
They wouldn't be casting this late in the game.
And also, like Gina Carano, did I say it right? Gina Carano?
Yep.
Yeah. She has said in a recent interview that some of these rumors are true and some of them are not.
Interesting.
But they've kind of gone the Marvel route, and she's like, I only know my script and I only know my scenes. So if I'm not in a scene with character X, then I don't know. So she's
Huh.
been in a scene with somebody. And she said that, yeah, that rumor is true. I just don't know which rumor.
I just don't see that Jedi. Unless they're just misdirecting you with talking about Jedi and looking at somebody in a cloak, making you think it's a Jedi. That could be possible.
Yeah.
So here's my overall thoughts on the trailer. I am not looking forward to season 2 at all.
No?
I don't care at all.
Bullshit.
Of course I'm bullshitting you, dude.
Okay.
I am so hyped for this. I could barely get through that, dude.
I know.
This is the show I wanted.
Yeah?
This is the show I was looking for.
Is
This is what I thought Mandalorian was going to be in the first place.
Is this trailer better than what you saw at Celebration?
Yes.
Okay,
that's
cool.
1,000 times better, dude.
Okay.
I am so in on this 100%. I cannot wait until October 30th.
It's a
dude.
month. We got a month.
I'm
You'll be
so
fine.
jazzed about it, dude.
Yeah?
I can't wait for this. This looks amazing.
Are you going back to the 4 a.m. drops?
100%. 100%, dude. Absolutely. And you're going to do it with me, right?
Yeah.
Dude, them 4 a.m. drops, those were legendary times.
They were.
We're going to do Hey Mando Season 2, 100%.
Hey Mando.
Hey Mando. We're doing it 100%. Yeah, man, this looks really good. Like, I'm really hoping that they go away from the format of the last season where they do 3 really important episodes, 3 filler episodes, and then 2 really good ones. I want 3 really good, whatever it was. No, 2, right? 6, 2, 8. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Give me episodes that all feed into each other and are episodic. I want to see episodic versions of this. I don't, and it was.
I don't want to like burst your bubble on that, but Favreau has said that there's like standalone episodes. So, yeah, sorry about that.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? You can do that with little shorts. You don't need to tell that story. Why are you wasting time? Give me the good stuff. Write good stuff. Come on. I mean, standing alone is fine. Like the first episode of Mandalorian stands alone. You could never watch anything else and go, "Oh, it's a cool story."
Yeah.
I want to see Jedi in this. I want to see.
Yes.
I really want to see where, like, how they take this, because this is the most interested I've been in Star Wars stuff since the last movie came out.
Well, yeah. I mean, we haven't had a whole lot of content to be jazzed about.
But like, I'm excited about this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm movie level. Like,
yes.
I was not excited about Mandalorian season 1. I was wrong. Thank God. It was actually pretty good. I think it was. I'd give it about a C+, B-, C+, however you
fair.
want to grade it.
Yeah.
But I am really excited about this. Like, really, really, really excited. This looks awesome. This is what I wanted. I wanted these little things that, like an X-wing, where it's like, okay, we're in Star Wars, but it's not shoved. I don't feel like they're shoving anything down your throat with this. And I think that might have been just marketing to get people to go, okay, I know what this is, and now they can just tell really good stories now that everyone's invested.
Yeah.
People that I didn't think were Star Wars fans, like, okay, speculation time. I'm like, oh, we're doing this game now.
Yeah.
And
I mean, even like my mom and dad have watched Mando season 1. Like my brother's on our level. Yeah, he's on our level for sure. And he watched it all. Then he like made them watch it, and they like it. So like they don't know. Like my dad doesn't like the new trilogy because it's not Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker.
Gotcha.
But he watched Mando, and he's like, yeah, it's all right. Like it's fine. So like yeah, like Mandalorian is breaching all those barriers, and like everyone is watching it.
It's good, man.
Yeah.
It's this. I was watching this trailer on Batu, so I may be a little.
I'm so jealous.
biased. I
I
may be
watch
a little
it at
biased.
work. I stopped everything. I like told my customers, I'm like, hey, I gotta look at my phone for 2 minutes.
Give me 2
Okay,
minutes.
like-
Right back.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. It was. I was really pleasantly surprised with this.
Same.
I not that I think it's. I don't think Mandalorian's bad.
You know what? One
I
of the
just-
best parts is too. They didn't make us watch a football game for it.
Right, 100%.
I'm so glad. Thank you.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
And they dick tease you like, coming up in a little while.
Right? Like yeah, for the episode 9 trailer, we
God.
watched like 12 minutes of football, and they kept saying it every 30 seconds.
Coming up
Stay
soon,
tuned
the
for
Rise of Skywalker
final
trailer.
trailer. It's like okay, just show it.
Just tell me when it's happening. Don't
Yeah.
give me hope.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they can do a trailer this good for the Cassian Andor show. Because I got to tell you, man, I don't care about that show.
I know you don't. I know.
Are you excited about it? I'm excited for
It's-
always for a new Star
I mean,
Wars.
I am, but it's still third.
I'm
For me, it's
grading on a scale. I'm grading on a scale. I'm saying, of course, I'm going to watch it. Of course,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
enjoy it more than unless it's terrible. I'm gonna enjoy it.
Like, yeah.
But I just don't care. Like I'm not
Yeah.
like
I mean, for me, it's
chomping at the
third.
bit for the story.
It's Kenobi, Mando season 2, Cassian.
See, I'm more excited for Mando right now because it's happening.
Because it's here. I
it's
get that.
here. It's like,
Like,
I'm
yeah.
I'm ramped up for it. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I think they timed this trailer perfectly. Like give a month
I don't
out.
know.
A month
It
out.
should
gives
have been
you
2 weeks ago. Like,
why?
We need
But
it.
for
'cause
what reason?
Celebration.
Doesn't
we
matter.
needed something.
The celebration did happen. So
It's
like
2020. We need
what was-
something good.
We have it, and now we have a month, a whole
had to
month
go-
to gear up is perfect timing.
That's true.
A month out is enough.
Are
For a
they
TV show?
The thing is, though, they haven't, and hopefully they don't for this, but hopefully they don't Disney it, where they keep doing 30-second YouTube spots and TV spots. They didn't do it for season 1.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh, maybe I didn't watch them then. And I'm not going to watch them if they do.
Did they?
I don't remember.
I may have
know
made
they
that
did
up.
for episode 9. They did
Yeah,
for
they
Marvel.
do it for all
they
the
always
movies.
do. It's like, we don't need the TV spots. Just give us a trailer and then
Just
wait till opening.
cut up what you've already shown.
Yeah.
Make that little 15-second thing. That's a TV spot.
Yeah. That's all you need.
The Gamorrean guards were cool, man.
Yeah. And that's why Favreau, like, what was it, like a year ago on Instagram, posted him with, like, Gamorrean guard. And it was like, what's this about? But they're like, it wasn't in season 1, and now it's in season 2.
God,
And he's directing episode 1.
Is
Or
he really?
Did. It's done. So he directed episode 1.
He did?
Yeah.
Yes. I
Great.
love him, dude. I think he's a
Yeah.
genius.
And then Bryce Dallas Howard directed the rest of them.
I'm not watching season 2.
That was a lie, but
Do we know the director lineup for these?
I don't remember it offhand, but I think they've announced it.
Have they?
Yeah.
I want to look it up because I want to see if they have, because I really hope they don't give her an episode.
Same.
Deborah Chow, give her. I wish to just Jon Favreau. I wish Jon Favreau did the opening, Deborah Chow did the middle, and then
Filoni was
Filoni
fine
did
too.
the
His
last
was
one.
good.
Last
What about
Taika.
Famuyiwa?
Rick Famuyiwa.
Yeah.
His episodes are
His
really
was
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
Mando season 2 directors. I hope they just bring back the whole group, even Bryce Dallas Howard, because at least now she has some. She has a what?
Are there new people?
Pre-production on a 3rd season has begun.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I want to see. I don't want to see cast news. This is great radio. 8 episode. Okay. I get that.
Speaking of Bryce Dallas Howard, I rewatched Jurassic World last night. It's not as
Why?
bad as I remember it. It's like
terrible.
60% okay and 40% crap.
That's a failing grade, sir.
It is, but I'm gonna watch Jurassic World 2, Jurassic Park 5, whatever it's called, sometime this week. And I've only seen it once. I saw it in the
Why
theaters.
are you doing this to yourself?
Because I want to see if it's as bad as I remember. I laughed myself out of the theater for Jurassic World 2, Jurassic Park 5, Revenge of the Fallen Dinosaurs.
Okay,
whatever it's
here we
called.
go. You ready for this? Oh shit, son.
Yeah.
Episode 1. Rick Famuyiwa, or this is just direct. Oh, this might be in. Oh, sorry, this isn't director order. This is just the directors who are doing them.
Yeah.
It's in alphabetical order. Sorry. Rick Famuyiwa,
Sweet.
Jon Favreau,
Sweet.
Dave Filoni,
Sweet.
Bryce Dallas Howard,
Eh.
Peyton Reed,
Ooh. Newbie.
Robert Rodriguez,
Newbie.
and
Star Wars
Carl
newbie.
Weathers.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is
Holy
sick.
shit!
That is sick.
Dang.
There's only one man in that lineup.
Dang.
Yeah.
Why no? Oh well, duh, because she's doing
Deborah
Obi-Wan.
Chow's
she's doing
busy
Obi-Wan.
with Obi-Wan. Yeah.
I got a bad feeling they're gonna take her off that show, man.
No, they
I
better
got
not.
this feeling with all the
Dang,
rewrites and shit
don't
that
put that in
happens.
the universe. 2020, man. We don't need it.
I'm telling you, I got
we
a
need
feeling.
something good.
I got
Happy
a feeling.
beeps.
I
Happy
got
beeps.
a feeling. I just got a feeling with all the changes and stuff that have happened. I wouldn't
Ugh.
be shocked if she walks,
Dang.
or they fire her and they're like, "We had creative differences."
They bring in.
Why
Gareth
are there
Edwards.
always creative differences? You know what? He would do a really good job, I think, with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I think
No.
he did a really solid
Well,
job.
okay, now you've said you'd be less interested if it wasn't Deborah Chow, but what if that's what it was? No Deborah,
If
but
it's him,
Gareth. We're on a first name
well,
basis. Deborah, Gareth. It's
here's
fine.
the problem, though. I don't know how much of Rogue One that dude actually directed.
Yeah, nobody
So,
does except for
I
him.
can't say yeah, but I think he's a good director. I mean, the Godzilla movie's fantastic. It's not the greatest movie of all time, but it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
I got no problems with him. I actually really hope that they give Rian Johnson a TV show.
Yeah.
I think
they haven't fully outright said he doesn't have that trilogy anymore,
it ain't happening, bro.
but they still won't say it and haven't said it.
It ain't happening. It's
Craziness.
definitely not happening. If we would have heard something by now,
Yeah.
if it was going to happen, unless he announced it way too early.
Could have been.
Which I don't. He's a pro. I don't think he would do that. I just don't think that's happening. I
Yeah.
really don't. We haven't heard anything. Sometimes no news is good news, but in this case, I think
That's
it's
bad news.
Bad news because
Yeah.
I think that they were really anticipating. I think most people like The Last Jedi
Yeah.
because people I talk to, most people like it, but a very loud minority, which is how it always goes, of people don't like it enough
Yeah.
where they think that's the consensus, and I'm telling you it's not. I'm
We're
telling
on
you.
the precipice, just a couple years away from everyone acknowledging it.
I had a
We're so
conversation with
close.
Matt from Webby Radio again the other day about it, and he was giving me his arguments. I'm like, I get what you're saying, but I don't agree with you.
Yeah.
I won't agree with you. Like I don't see what you see. I kind of wish I did see it, so I could understand what you're saying. Like he was saying Mark Hamill's acting was bad.
What?
Yeah,
that was
just
one of
stuff-
his best performances.
Just
though.
just
Like,
saying stuff that I just completely disagreed with, and I was just like,
Yeah.
The thing with Matt though is he is and this is not a knock on him. At all. He knows I love him. I talk to him more than I talk to you sometimes.
Yeah.
I love Matt from Wedway Radio. Matt
Great
Parrish, great guy. He is a film buff and like is a film teacher, so I think he looks at things in a different way. I look at things and I go,
like a story.
it's
like,
a story.
point of view.
I've always said I look at and that's why I don't get upset with things. I can not like it, but I look at it like it's history. So I watch the movie and I go, oh, that's what happened.
Exactly.
I happen to have liked the things that they've chosen. There's some shit in 9 that annoys me.
Yeah.
There's some
Same.
shit in 8 that annoys me. There's shit in 7 that annoys me.
6,
There's
5,
shit
4,
in
3,
4.
2.
There's shit in 5. There's shit in 6. There's shit in 1.
Yeah.
2 is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
There's shit in 3 that I don't like. There's something in every Star Wars movie that I don't like.
But there's things that we do like in all of them. Like, that's the
Exactly.
thing.
Even Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
The freaking scene with all the Jedi fighting on Geonosis is freaking awesome.
Yeah. We've never seen anything
It's
like
really
it
cool.
ever since or before.
No,
Like,
and
yeah.
it's really, really cool to see Jedi in their prime. At least we think it's their prime. I think the High Republic's going to change that.
Yeah.
But I'm getting more excited for High Republic, bro. I got to be honest with you.
Me too, a little bit. Me too.
I'm
And
trying
they're
so
gonna
hard not
tie
to be a
that in,
hater.
you know?
I just my problem with the High Republic is it's only 200 years before. Like you could
Yeah,
have
same.
gone 1,000 years.
should have and could have.
Could have, should have. Even 500
But
years.
then they
That's a
can't
big
use
jump.
Yoda, and they gotta use Yoda.
You don't.
I agree, but they are gonna. He's gonna become the next Vader. Like
How cool would it be to see actual baby Yoda?
that'd be too confusing. Can you imagine right now?
People
People
would
are
be
like,
so
look, it's
confused.
real baby Yoda,
Like,
fake
wait,
baby
what?
Yoda, real baby Yoda, fake baby Yoda. Which one's cuter?
We call him Baby Jojo in our house.
Baby
Be-
Jojo, like
because-
Jojo Rabbit.
because Holly's niece is like, she just turned 3, and she can't say Baby Yoda, and it came
Yeah.
out Baby Jojo one time, and that's
Oh,
just what
okay.
we call him in our house now.
Have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
No, but it's on HBO Max. I
Finally,
think.
I just watched it
Good?
last week for the first time.
Is it good?
So good.
I need to watch it.
And I
on
will
my
say,
list.
at least in my opinion, I try to look at it from the lens like where Taika does like hold on to things too long. I don't think he held on to the jokes too long in that movie.
Really? Okay.
I really don't think he did. He does
It's
way
always
too
like
much.
it's always like 6 seconds. But
Yeah.
that's all it takes is to be like, all right,
Sometimes
I
he
get
doubles
it.
it. Sometimes he does double it. Like especially in What We Do in the Shadows. I watched that like a month ago for the second time with
I've
that
never seen
lens
it.
of I wanted to see if he did. And I was like, oh, he hangs on to jokes way too long. And then in Thor, it's not as bad as Shadows, but it's still like, okay, he does hang on to it too long.
I pointed out to you.
Yeah,
and
you
I go
did.
like
and now I'm
comedic-
seeing that lens.
And I'm not an expert on comedy by any way. If
No, but
if I
you
was
more
a
so
good
than me.
comedian,
I've
I would
never
have
tried to be a
stayed being a comedian. But
Yeah.
I wasn't the level that where you can be professional, right? But I understand it. Like I can watch something like I'm a comedy nerd, so I can watch. Bill Burr's easy because he's the greatest, but I can watch a Bill Burr bit and break down why it's brilliant,
Yeah.
and like other people just laugh at it. But I break it down like
Exactly.
some people break down music.
Yeah.
And I can break it down and go, this is why this is so funny. You know, listen to this pause. This pause makes all the difference. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like Taika, there is a certain point, though, where if you do it like Family Guy, when you do a joke
They
and
do
then
it
you
too
just
long
keep it
sometimes.
on,
Yeah.
it's funny, it's annoying, and then it's funny
Obnoxious.
again.
Yeah.
And like there is a way to do that.
Taika never hits that second wave of funny
That's my problem.
when he
That's
hangs on.
what I was getting at.
Yeah, but in JoJo, I don't think he ever hung on too long. And
don't
it's
think
got
he
more
really-
than funny. It's got some moments that hit me.
I don't
like,
think
in
you
the
really
feels.
can because I know what it's about. So I don't
Yeah.
really think you can do too many jokes in that movie.
You might say that. You know what it's about mostly, but there's some stuff that I thought I knew it was about. And I was like, what am I watching? What
Really?
is this?
Okay.
Yeah, in a good way. So, yeah, it hits you in the feels, and there's stuff you don't expect.
I remember that movie was coming out and people were like, I don't know. And then it came
Yeah.
out and everyone was like,
I was
that's
like-
why you can't read something on paper. You have to
Yep.
see the product.
Yep. It's nothing like I thought it was, but in a good way, because it's still really good. But, yeah, Taika doesn't always hang on to that stuff, and he's been getting better about it, so...
He's talented, man.
We'll see.
No lie. And I
We'll
think
see.
he's a really good personality. And I really like him.
Yeah.
I just don't love his style 100%. But,
Yeah.
you know, to each his own. It's a different
And
style.
you can see the evolution
people
of it,
don't
like I
like
said.
people don't like Tarantino. He happens to be my favorite director of all time.
I know. It's
I
because you
get
like
it.
feet. You're weird.
I don't like feet. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
It's okay. Not gonna
How
lie.
dare you? I'm an ass man. How dare you?
He doesn't really like
No,
feet.
I don't like feet.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here. It's always like the weirdest parts of the movies where like, okay,
Yes.
I see what you're doing
Yeah.
here. No, I get it. It's just different styles, man. Like it's totally fine. Like there's even different styles of comedy. I mean, like there's a big difference between Dimitri Martin and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Like, there's different styles. And that's why this is a complete side tangent, but that's why I've always found it strange that comedy clubs are just called comedy clubs, and like you just assume that every comedian is comedy when there are so many like you wouldn't go, this is a music club, and like go in expecting to see Metallica,
You're gonna hear country or
and then
rap
you get Luke
or,
Bryan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's literally how different comedy is.
Yeah.
But it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on, man. I'm more excited for Squadrons, I think, though, than Mando 2. That story's going to be so interesting. I think
Mando's
also
more
because
accessible to me because I don't have to buy anything right now. But I think I agree. I'm gonna have Mando before I have Squadrons. But I agree.
No, you're not. I'm going to have it. You can play it.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but like every night I can't sit down and play it. I mean, if
True.
I come over every night,
You
yeah.
can come over every night. You can.
But
you
yeah,
know
I'll
you're
have
more than
Mando
welcome
whenever I
anytime.
want. But yeah, so I agree though. Squadrons is more exciting and looks like it's gonna be.
Looks like it's
I
going to be
guess
something
more
special.
fun.
It
Yeah, I don't know
looks
what
special.
yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
special.
Mando looks great too, but like I think that's a step above.
I'm
Squadrons
also
is.
wondering if they're going to tie anything from Alphabet Squadron in, because I'm
They can,
I'm
should.
100-something pages into this book, and
Yeah.
it's finally clicking. But okay, no disrespect and to Alexander Freed. If he's ever on the show, I will ask him this question because I really want to know. His writing style is just so different from anything I've ever read. It's not necessarily in a good way for me. Again, we're talking about styles, preferences. This dude sets up these characters in this book, and this is a vague, mild spoiler, but the book's been out a year already. So, spoiler if you're going to read Alphabet Squadron, I guess. I'm not any way through it, so I can't tell you what happens. But there's a scene, like a 15-page part of this book where you feel like they're setting up main characters, and then it's just like they're sitting around a campfire. Essentially, I'm trying to be vague on purpose, and they're really bonding. And then it just cuts to this, like in a book, I said this to you before. In a book when like there's something that happens and then there's like a cut for time, like literally the paragraphs are on different parts of the page, so you know that there's like a gap. He just does like a gap in the middle of a sentence. He'll be like, and then like this is not in the book, but like let's say like, and then Brad and Evan were sitting there talking.
We're not in the book.
And then the next sentence without a change will be like without a time jump or a paragraph switch. And then Evan died in a horrible crash on the flight.
Sounds about right.
Like it's literally that. And you're like, wait, what? So wait, what? So where are we? Are we at the campfire, or was that just exposition to get to the point to tell me that they died in a fight? Like it's hard. It's really hard to follow. And maybe I'm just really dumb, but it's just this book, man. I had less trouble getting through. This is gonna sound so shitty, and I don't mean it. I had less trouble getting through the Canto Bight book than this.
Wow.
And
That does sound pretty bad.
hate that book.
Yeah.
I've said that is the worst Star Wars storytelling I've ever read in my life. It's the worst.
Yeah.
I just don't. Just give me the fucking story and show me the fight. Like, why is it this like complex puzzle that we have to put together to get the story? I don't understand. But the Poe Dameron book's good. I'm one chapter in. It's fun.
Nice. The new one?
The free fall.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to get caught up. I've been so fucking busy. You would think I'm
Right
bored.
now, every like piece of book media content at least is like not Force or Jedi related. Like everything's gonna be like X-wing pilot or Aftermath or Squadron or High Republic's gonna change that obviously. But right now we have like a
I think all the stuff
Force.
they were planning Force related is going to be in the High Republic, obviously.
Yeah.
But I did pre-order the Claudia Gray book, so I'll be getting that soon.
Nice.
Del Rey Books, answer my email so I can get on the mailing list. Jesus Christ, how much promotion do I have to do for your company?
You have to change the name of the podcast to Star Wars Book Talk or Star Wars Book Guy.
I'm not doing that.
You might have to.
Nope, not doing it.
Well,
The only
you're
name I
not
would change
getting
it
on
to is the
mailing list.
Batu Boys.
That's a good one.
That would be the only name change I would do. Would be the Batu
Why are we
Boys.
so like B heavy? Brad and Boucher and Batu Boys
I don't
and
know.
Bye for Ben and
We like bees.
we do.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? I mean, it's kind of a shorter show. I mean, we're an hour and 15 minutes in, so I guess it's not that short.
Well,
Anything else you
we're
want
going to talk about bees, the birds and the bees.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here we
Kids,
go.
when a man loves a woman or
Yep.
he's really
When
drunk,
Anakin loves Padme.
you're an angel.
Yep.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't want to make it a defense of The Last Jedi like we always do, but recently, well, I shouldn't say recently. The last time I watched The Last Jedi, which was like, I guess recently, like 2 weeks ago, whatever, I made a note of it. I don't have my notes here with me, but I've made a mental note of the physical note that in the throne room scene where Snoke is like holding up Rey and is like, "You will give me everything," you hear notes of Palpatine's theme.
Do you really?
Yeah. John Williams put in Palpatine's theme in that scene. So maybe maybe John Williams knew, or it's a coincidence, I guess. I don't know. But there's some planning and some foreshadowing, it seems like.
Well, by the time they got Last Jedi going, they knew what Rise of Skywalker was going to be. Remember, people always, like that J.J. Abrams news came out, and they're like, he needs to hurry. I'm like, dude, he's been on this project for 6 months already.
Yeah.
You just don't know it publicly, but that's not how productions work.
Yeah.
You don't come in and get fired one day.
Yeah.
And then the replacement comes in 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how it works. I don't know how they do all that in private though.
And I don't want to like make it like all about the Daisy Ridley interview. Have you seen this with
that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, I don't want to make it like super Josh Gad. He interviewed Daisy
Did you
Ridley.
watch that? It was really cool.
I haven't watched it, but
they
I've, like,
need a
read the
podcast.
synopsis. That would be a great podcast.
They should do a
call it?
podcast together.
The Frozen Jedi.
Do you want to build a force bond?
Okay, I like that. Do you want to build the resistance? Nah,
Do
force
you
bond's
want to
better.
build a force bond?
Yeah. But she was just like, yeah, one time I was Kenobi, one time I was nobody, one time I was Palpatine.
Those are
It's
just drafts.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, people are reading into it. Like, see? Like, they don't know what they're doing. It's all messed up.
That's how storytelling goes.
Yeah.
You sit down on a group and you
Yeah.
go, what's the best thing for the story? And they
Yeah.
go, well, what if she's related to Obi-Wan? No, that wouldn't really work because this story group gets involved. I really wish Carrie Hart was in charge of Lucasfilm. I really do.
Maybe one day.
really-
It could happen.
I really
It still
hope
could.
so. I mean, it would check the diversity box. She's a black woman.
Right. But she's also good.
She's
knows what
talented.
she's doing.
She's
Yeah,
qualified
like,
for the
it's
job.
Both. It's both.
She's qualified for the job. And I'm not saying she should. I'm anti, not diversity. I'm anti giving people positions because
Political
they're
correctness
diverse.
is what you are. You're anti-political correctness. Like, for stupid reasons. You know, like when it's just for the sake
I
of
don't want to say
political
anti-political.
correctness.
Yes, when you're
That's
doing
what
it
it
just
is.
to
I agree.
virtue signal,
Yeah.
you're an
Like,
asshole.
I
You're
agree
not.
we all should be
You're
equal
not
and
doing
whatnot,
anything
but-
other than
yeah.
pandering, and you're useless.
Yeah.
But I think she is overly qualified for that job. I think she should have
Yeah.
been the person they put in charge from the jump.
Yeah.
I think she is very well spoken. She's talented. She's creative. She knows how to make movies. She knows how production works.
Yeah.
She gets it. I think she would be amazingly. I think she is amazingly qualified for that job. I think she would do
No
a really
question.
good job. I think she would kill it.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Kenobi thing? Do you think what would you have preferred? Would you have preferred nobody?
Palpatine is my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. Because it explains why she goes straight to the dark. It explains
I agree.
why she's all of a sudden like super angry and using the dark side all the time. Like, yeah. Kenobi's never done anything evil. Like, he's like the most Jedi ever until
Yeah.
Luke was the most Jedi ever.
But here's the
So,
counter to that, though. Ben's parents were Leia, and look how he turned out, Leia and Han. So just because you come from good doesn't mean that.
And that's the point of Star Wars.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you come from bad or good. You can be bad or good.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like the my only thing with the whole Palpatine coming back thing. I liked that he was back, and I think it was cool, especially the look of him. I think they just nailed it.
Yeah.
But it's just why? Like, where was he? They should have hinted at it more.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the original trilogy where he's not in the first movie at all, but then he's in the second one. He's in the third one.
No, he's only as a hologram in the second
Oh,
one.
yeah. But he's in it. Like, he's still
But you hear about
there.
the Emperor the whole time.
Yeah. So his presence is there. Like, we know about him, but we don't know about him at all until the dead speak. That's the first thing we know.
That's how you know he's back, which makes
Yeah.
it would have been a good reveal in the movie without having like they should have just not had the
Fortnite
dead
thing.
speak. No, fuck that.
Yeah.
That was the
yeah.
dumbest thing they could have done. I'm so torn on it, man. The Kenobi thing would have been cool because I think the reason why it would have been cool is because she went to the dark. Like, why is she just like? I think it would have been cool because you could have just been the anger of her being abandoned is why she went straight to the dark.
Yeah.
And she has to work on those things.
That does work. Yeah.
I don't think that they retconned anything.
No.
I mean, even in The Last Jedi, Luke changes.
Yeah.
That's the
'Cause
whole
it's
part. Can you reach in there
character
and hand me
arcs.
the rum from there while I make this eloquent point? The whole point of that movie is Luke deciding that he wants to change and come back and be the Jedi that he knows he can be. That's gin. The rum's the big bottle. And I think people forget that he came back in Last Jedi. It's like they forget that didn't that didn't happen, which is so strange to me. Don't forget to shut the freezer. I never understood that. When he goes in Rise of Skywalker and he's talking about that's no way. The weapon of a Jedi deserves more respect. Yeah, the Luke from the end of Last Jedi. That's the Luke he is now.
Yeah.
He learned that. That's why he came back.
Yeah.
So it's not I literally can't think of anything in 9 that retcons anything we've seen already, except maybe that Finn was supposed to be a Jedi.
But
you kind of got that in Force Awakens.
Yeah, and you guys, we talked about it the night of our trailer reaction that's on YouTube. We talked about it then, and I was not agreeing with it at first, but then you and
I said he's a Jedi.
all you guys you gave me the evidence, and I was like, oh crap! I was like, you're right. It has been foreshadowed. It could be a thing.
Yeah.
So you turned and changed my mind within 10 minutes, and then the movie came out, and yeah, obviously he's force sensitive. I get it. So that's not a retcon either.
Did you see his? We'll get back to the Rey thing and saying. Did you see his comments about Finn, how they back?
Yeah.
Do you think that they intended to make him a bigger character and then they just kind of didn't?
Maybe, but they kind of got a character overload. We had way too many new people to take care of.
Yeah.
And
them introducing new people in 9 was so baffling to me.
Yeah.
The only character that I think you should have added
Zuri
was Zori
Bliss
Bliss.
is fine. Yeah.
Was
and
Zori
Babu
Bliss.
Frick.
And
You got to add Babu
that
Frick.
whole little squad.
Yeah.
Because he serves a purpose.
We didn't really need Pride. He could have been some random dude, I guess. I like Pride, but he could have just been some random dude.
People like Pride, but I just feel like he's just an Imperial officer. There's nothing special about him. Captain
well, he
Kennedy
is.
was the shit.
Yeah. Captain
5
Kennedy.
bloody minutes ago.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Sorry, so I would have preferred what we got in Last Jedi because I guess you can kind of say that they retconned it, but I don't think they did. If they can say that Anakin killed Obi-Wan and then Anakin's Vader,
From a certain point of view.
you can say anything.
Yeah.
And people don't nitpick that to death. I mean, come
It's
on.
like what you
if
said,
that came
why-
out now, that people would roast
It's
that
why
movie.
does the MCU get a pass? Why does the original trilogy get a pass?
I don't understand. It's
Yeah.
just because they grew up with it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Try getting a young kid to watch the original trilogy now. It's impossible.
I don't like kids.
All love. They all love the new stuff, though. I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
I do. I do
even
too.
I think it's just because it looks old, but
Wait, have we... in a way, this is kind of on topic. I don't want to derail us. And
no,
we,
please derail us.
But have we done an episode since I bought Kylo's lightsaber?
no, we need to talk
Okay,
about
this
it.
is just my turn on the character. In 2015, I've said it many times. Force Awakens comes out. I was like, this movie's all right, man. Kylo Ren, man, I don't care about him. He's just a lame knockoff
don't get
villain.
how you could
and
feel
here
that
I
way.
am 5 years later. Kylo's my favorite character. Ben Solo's my favorite character. The same with his lightsaber.
Who's your favorite, Ben or Kylo?
Kylo. Yeah, Kylo. Because
that
Vader
helmet.
used to be my favorite. As a kid, the original trilogy,
No,
Vader
I was always
my
a Luke
dude.
Skywalker
I got
guy.
in trouble in school for liking a villain. They're like, you're not
That's so
supposed to like him. He's the devil. And I'm like, but he's not, though. But so, same with Kylo. I didn't care about him. Now Kylo's my favorite. Same with his lightsaber. The trailers came out in 2015. The movie came out. I was like, this lightsaber's ugly. Why does it have two vents up the side? What the heck?
Even though when you found out why you didn't like it,
Well, once I found out why, I'm like, okay, now it makes sense, but I don't like how it looks. I'm like, okay, it makes sense, but who cares?
that first trailer that dropped that November before the year before the movie came out, I
Yeah.
was like, give
Yeah.
me. Our first thought was, how they gonna make that a toy? And the second thing I was
They
like,
did.
give me that.
Yeah. So
It's so sick.
I didn't care at the time, but here I am. Last week, I went to Savi's. That day, the password was Hondo Anaka.
I love that they do new passwords every
Yeah,
day.
it's every day. It's a new password. They got to be running out by now, right?
Nah, you can do that forever.
Yeah, this is a new Star Wars word
New
every
Star
day.
Wars word every
Today
day.
it's Basilisk. Today
Pasana.
it's Pasana. Tomorrow it's Babu Frick. The next
B-Wing.
day it's Hey Hey.
Hey, hey.
But yeah,
One
so I
day-
bought it at
I can't wait for
Savi's.
the password one day to be Hey Mando. That's what I'm.
Yes, please.
That's what I'm looking for.
Or buy for Ben. So I bought a saber at Savi's, and yeah, I took 50 holo scans like always, like a good dork does on Batu. And then you're like, oh, you finally bought it. Let me see it. So I bring it over, and we just nerded out over it for 20 minutes.
It's cool, man.
And it's weird. We just did, what was it, 4 or 5 episodes ago, our top 10 lightsaber list.
Wasn't even your top 10.
And Ben's wasn't
And you
my
hated
number
it.
one. And I didn't like it. And I was like, Ben's is top 10, maybe top 5, I think. But yeah, it's Ben's. But now Ben's is like my favorite. Kylo's is like 4. It's 5, 4, or 3. It's somewhere in that range. It's like my top 10 list has changed within the past 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
I wonder why. Like I wonder is it just because you like the character more, or like
It could be.
did you finally just admit that you were wrong?
It could be both. It could be, but
I don't know, man. I always
know.
gravitated to this new era, and I gravitated to the prequels as a kid.
Yeah.
But now I step back and I go like, those movies are not great. The story arc is fine. It's good. It's not great. It was just executed poorly. For me, I go, the story of the sequels is fine, but it's executed better than the stories are.
Yes.
Because the stories are kind of repeating what we've already seen.
Echoes.
But to a certain point, like, you have to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, how many stories can you tell with Jedi? They're either good or bad.
Yeah.
And then they change or they don't.
They get tempted or they don't. They change or they don't.
So like it
They
is
die
just
or they
kind of,
don't.
that's
Like-
why I'm not excited about High Republic that much,
Yeah.
because it's like we're either going to see. Now the only reason that would change would be like, if a Jedi changes in that time, he could become a Sith Lord
Yeah.
and like really wreak havoc. Like that's a little more interesting, but there really is only 4 or 5 options for what a Jedi can and can't do, right?
Yeah. And we've seen all of them.
My
so-
only issue with the entire sequel trilogy is that they should have just made it Snoke. They could have kept Snoke alive. They could have had him injured, even if they like, instead of bringing the Emperor back in 9, they just brought back a clone. Like, just show that same scene. And it's just like a test tubes of
but then
Snoke.
it's Snoke being
Then it's Snoke again.
Yeah.
And even if it's the Emperor's spirit in Snoke, I think that would have been
That works.
better.
I'd be okay
Because
with that too.
I know they did it just to get people back, I don't know, man. I don't think that they've lost a lot. I mean, the movie made $1 billion,
No.
right? Fans are still excited. There was just something about the lead up to The Force Awakens that I don't think you could ever duplicate.
And it never will be. Like, there's no
Unless you stop making all Star Wars content right this moment, and in 30 years.
But that
make
would
another
mean
Star Wars
everything.
movie.
No more books,
Exactly.
no more Mando.
And they're not
no
gonna do
more-
that, 'cause
No more
it-
Bad Batch. Like, no more
That
video
I'm okay
games.
with.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not going to happen.
not
Those
gonna
things
happen.
are always going to be coming out.
So
Literally till the end of time, we're going to have video games and books.
yeah, I just, man, I love the sequels, and
Same.
they'll get their due. There'll be some point where
We're on the
internet
precipice,
split-
man. I'm telling you.
I'm
It's
telling.
like a couple
Well,
years.
the thing about the weirdest thing for me was watching people shit on The Last Jedi for 2 years, and then when Rise of Skywalker came out and they were like, "You retconned everything," I was like, "I thought you hated it all."
Right? It's like, don't
Which
you
is
want him
it?
to retcon it then?
So
Like,
which is
yeah.
it? Do you hate it, or do you? The thing is,
Yeah.
man, it's just what it is with Star Wars fans. For whatever reason, it's I've said it before on the show. It's a Saturday Night Live effect. Everyone thinks Saturday Night Live used to be good. Like, even when Will Ferrell was on, there was somebody going like, "It sucks now," but when Chevy Chase was on, it was
Yeah.
the shit.
But it's like, no,
It's
it was
like that
good
now.
both times.
It's still good.
Yeah.
Like you're comparing it to other things, and it doesn't need that. It's a story that can be told. The brilliance of the trilogies is that 1, 2, 3 is one story. 4,
Yeah.
5, 6 is another story, and
Yeah.
7, 9 is another story. You can watch 7, 8, 9 independently and be satisfied. You can watch 4, 5, 6 independently and be satisfied. You can watch 1, 2, 3 independently and be satisfied. You don't
a
have
little bit
to.
less so, but yeah.
But you don't have to compare them. Like,
Yeah.
they're separate stories.
Or you can watch 1 through 6 and be satisfied. Like, that's also an
Yeah.
option. Like, it's possible.
I'm not saying you have to like the sequels, but like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you can nitpick it to death and ruin the things that we all know are good about each one of those movies. And there are things that suck. I'm not pretending there aren't. Like I said before, there's things that suck in all of the movies. But you're wasting this like time to have all this amazing Star Wars content because you're nitpicking everything. And I don't get the impulse to do that. Even when something like comes out like The Mandalorian, I'm like, man, I really hope I'm wrong about this.
Yeah.
Bad Batch. I really hope I'm wrong. If that show
Yeah.
comes out and you go, dude, it's amazing, and I watch it and I go, holy shit, it's great. I want to be wrong.
Yeah.
I want to be wrong about High Republic because that opens up a whole other chapter of storytelling that you could tell.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I'm just usually, my gut knows what I'm gonna like, and I'm not one of those people that go like, I'm really excited about this, and so since I'm excited, I'm choosing to like it whether it sucks or not. That's not me.
Yeah.
When I watch something, I
Well,
go, it sucks, or it was, because I was that way as a kid, man. I was super
Yeah.
excited about Phantom Menace, and I was disappointed.
Yeah.
If I truly didn't like the sequels, I would tell you.
Yeah.
I don't get the hate.
Same. I mean, I
don't.
would too.
I
And like
just
said,
don't understand
That's
it.
why I've been honest how I didn't like him, but now I do. Like, I wouldn't just be like, I've always loved him. Like, I never used to.
I think it's really interesting, especially with, as close as you and me are, as good of friends as we are, that I have seen you change your opinion of like Rey.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Because
Just in the past,
I
like,
just don't
5
get
months.
like, what did you, when you first saw Kylo Ren, what did you not like? Like, he comes on the screen from that moment when
yeah, and it's weird because now I still say, I say even now, I'm like, that is the best character introduction in all of Star Wars.
of all time,
Yeah, all of Star Wars. That
even better than Vader, and
Yeah.
that one's pretty damn awesome.
the opening scene of Kylo Ren, you get everything you need to know. You really do. And
You get he's related to somebody important.
yeah.
You get how powerful he is.
Oh yeah.
And you get that he's not fucking around.
Yeah. And that's all you need to know. And you get that, like, he's also unique. Like, we've never seen that lightsaber before. Like, yeah, you get that stuff. But I guess, I don't know. I was just kind of not even to the extent of my dad, where it's like, oh, it's not Vader and Luke, I don't care. But I was closer to that. It's like, oh, this guy's like a Vader fanboy. Like, he wants to be Vader. And he does.
He
But
does,
I
because
was
he-
seeing that as a bad way. Like, oh, it's just
No.
another Darth Vader.
No.
But not cool.
It's his grandfather, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
he looked up to him.
Yeah.
My only problem with that was, like, did no one ever tell him that, like, he turned?
No one ever had a chance to.
Luke didn't tell him?
No.
He had to have known that. Unless, do you think, did Leia and Han never tell him?
No.
So how did
They
he
kept
find
that
out?
from him because they didn't even, like, want him to know anything
So
about
when did
it.
he find out? Because I was really hoping
Don't
that
know.
would be, like, if I had my way and I wrote the Rise of Kylo Ren comics, I would keep
Which you basically did.
kind of. I would keep a lot of it the same, but I would have Luke come to him and tell him, like, our family's kept us from you because we could sense the darkness in you, and that's what set him off.
Yeah, that works. That works.
And then go, your grandfather was Darth Vader, because, like, how does he know? And how does he get the helmet?
That's never been answered.
There's still so many questions. Like,
Yeah.
I would love a standalone Kylo Ren comic book where there's no dialogue. It's just him and the Knights of Ren. I mean literally no, like almost like an art book.
Thought bubbles? Thought bubbles?
No,
Just
no dialogue
words,
of any
no words
kind.
at all.
And it's just him on this planet with the Knights of Ren.
Just like almost in a way, like, have you seen Samurai Jack?
yes,
It's kind of like there's dialogue in that. There is
not-
talking,
Yeah,
but like it's
not
so
a lot.
minimal.
Yeah,
If
I
you had
want
that,
no talking.
That'd be sick.
And I want him to
What
just be
about
walking through the forest and just taking out Ewoks.
Oh,
And then he walks up to
the pyre.
where Vader was
Vader,
burned.
yeah, the burial
And he just
pyre.
like dusts off the ashes and picks it up, and you could say
It would be like the scene on Mustafar in Episode 9. He's wrecking the Mustafarians. He
Yep.
picks up the
oh,
Wayfinder.
I didn't realize. I forgot he did
It'd
that.
be, no, but in a good
It's kind
way.
of a
It'd be
retread,
just,
I guess.
that's-
I didn't think about
That's
that
cool,
when I
though.
said
No,
that.
I like that.
And just like make it the most beautiful art possible.
Yeah.
And
Let's get that on Disney Plus with Jendi. I say his last name, Jendi Tartakovsky, something like that. He
I don't know
did
who that
Samurai
is.
Jack.
Oh, okay.
Get that art style Disney Plus show, Kylo Ren. Reckon, yeah,
Man, I think that would be
Please.
really cool. I think it'd be really cool.
yeah,
I think it would work as a comic book too.
yeah,
You could do it as a short too if you wanted to, like a 3-minute short.
yeah.
Just back on Endor, like you just see parts
Or
of like.
we just film it with us in our dumb costumes. And
Dude,
we just-
you know
yeah.
what?
We'll get some Ewoks.
Man,
We'll kill them.
should we edit this out? Because like, we could probably do this with like all
We'll
the
slaughter some Ewoks.
like the marshlands and stuff that are here.
Yeah,
We could probably film this.
yeah.
We get I'm not going to delete it, but I think that would be a really cool fan film.
Yeah.
You know,
Be
we should-
better than that Vader one that's on YouTube.
Bro,
I hate that thing.
we should contact Star Wars Theory.
Oh, I just told him I hate his thing, so sorry. But his
Well-
Vader fan film I was not a fan of. I
don't
appreciate
remember
all
it.
the effort and work he put into it. That's insane.
I don't
But I
remember
watched
it.
it and it wasn't for me.
That's the one with him and the Emperor.
Yeah. It starts off
happens
like
in that?
the first half of it is like a dream sequence where Vader kills the Emperor, and then he goes back to like
Oh,
Naboo
see,
or
I kind
something,
of like
and,
that stuff. It's not my favorite thing in the
Yeah.
world, but it's not anyone's favorite
The
thing in the world.
creativity and the work put into it is unparalleled.
Yeah.
Like, I can't take that away from him. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, I get that. There was one really cool fan film I saw that was like this Jedi fighting a Sith, and it was really dope. I'll have to find it and send it to you. It was pretty cool. The biggest fan film thing that I thought was lame was the Obi-Wan one.
Yeah, same. I
Oh,
didn't even
God,
bother.
Scene 92 or whatever the hell it was
Yeah.
called. Get out of my face. Did you ever watch it?
No, I didn't even
Oh,
bother.
it's so corny.
Yeah.
It's just done poorly. Like, if they'd have done it better, it might have worked out, but, like, the whole thing is they are older. Like, that's the whole
Yeah.
point of it, is, like, they're
Exactly.
both decrepit.
Yeah.
Like,
And
obviously
one of
not
them
at
is
the
more
time.
machine than man.
And obviously
Like,
not at the time, but that's how Vader fights in that point.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Clone Wars and stuff. It's like they're all jumping around and shit. And it's like that's not how this was. What were we talking about before that? Oh, Kenobi, Rey. I think I would have been happy with any of the three.
I would be too.
Because I really thought she was nobody, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I don't think it's sexist like I'm seeing online. Like, oh, it's sexist. Rey needed to be. No. It's Star Wars. That's a thing. Luke and remember, Luke kissed Leia, and Leia's his sister.
Yep.
So no, it's not sexist. It just happens to be that she's related to people. I wish they would have done more with her parents as like a backstory though. Because that whole thing with like they were with that. Why were they with what's his name?
Ochi. He like captured him. I guess he was hunting him down.
It looks like they were buddies with him or something.
Maybe they were at one time, but then they started to hide Rey, and then the Emperor was like, "Ochi, we got to get Rey," but then they're like, "No, you can't have her." Like we don't know enough. We don't know.
I think it's in the novelization, which I haven't finished yet.
Yeah.
I have the audiobook. I'm going to listen to it. Maybe I'll finish it this week. I'm so behind on books, man.
Me too. I'm getting there, but me too.
Hashtag me too.
Dang. Don't use that one. Use the other one that I want you to use.
Bye for Ben.
Please do.
Now, would you fuck Ben Solo?
Use the hashtag and I'll tell you.
Anything else, dude?
No, my man. That is it.
That's it.
That's a great show. I'm tired.
I'm exhausted, bro. I'm so worn out.
Me too.
I've been walking so much.
I'm excited, though. We got the mug giveaway coming up. You're going to put that video out there again.
Mm-hmm.
Check out that video. We got some big guests coming up.
We do.
I'm excited,
man.
You're the man. You are like making this happen. You're making this work.
I want to thank everyone listening, man. You guys have been just unreal with the numbers what we've been seeing. It's really impressive. So thank you. Share the show with a friend.
But I'm disappointed in you guys because you're not using that hashtag. So
I think people just want to get yelled at on Twitter.
I get that. I get
opinion.
that. Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter at Jedi Talk Podcast and on Instagram at Florida Fun Brad. And check out stuff that I do from time to time. Rate and review the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you hear the podcast. And if you
send a screenshot of that for a mug.
You get a mug. We'll send it to you. And thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you guys on the next show. Until then, may the force be with you.
Always.